welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Today I wanted to talk about an aspect of the beauty industry that I've been passionate about for quite a while. I think it gets kind of ignored. I think a lot of the time we focus on fashion and the effect that fast fashion has on the planet, but beauty is quite often overlooked, and it's something that I've been passionate about for years, and I wanted to do a video on it, but I didn't want to just sit here and talk at you for half an hour. So I thought I'd do my makeup and do this in kind of a get ready with me format. So I'm not going to go into each individual product that I use. I'll just sort of pop it on, get this done, hopefully kind of quickly, and I'll pop details of what I'm using in the description below if you want to try anything. So let's get started. Okay, so as I mentioned in the intro, a big bugbear of mine is mainly the brands that we just support. Why don't I have a mirror? I'm not prepared at all. So I really think the issue of makeup brands and beauty brands testing on animals is kind of a thing that goes overlooked a lot. I think a lot of the big name brands that everyone still uses religiously, a lot of influencers talk about and promote, they all still test on animals. And I think, although it's known as like a bad thing and, oh, this brand tests on animals, it's bad, no one stops using them, really. Like, obviously people do, but I think when it comes to like influencers, and a lot of people I know just love brands like MAC, NARS, and I think I'm going to do another video about makeup specifically and what annoys me about this and kind of the misconceptions of it. But for today I'm going to more look into skincare, because I think it's definitely a harder one when it comes to getting hold of cruelty-free products. As well, I'm going to touch on just some other basics of how you can make your skincare routine just a bit more planet-friendly, a bit more ethical and less wasteful. I'm not the first person to say this, but I do think it gets really overlooked, and we focus a lot more on the fashion industry and their impact, which again is important. Fast fashion is a massive issue. It's definitely not slowing down. That's still something that I'm really passionate about as well. But for today I just want to talk about beauty, and yeah. So again, this is something I'll probably touch on in a different video, but the main issue with a lot of brands is literally anyone can certify themselves or claim themselves to be cruelty-free. I think on on MAC's website, a lot of brands' websites will say, oh yes, we are cruelty-free, we do not test our products on animals. However, the issue is that the majority of them trade in China. If you trade in China, by law, products have to be, or ingredients have to be tested on animals before they can be sold. Meaning any brand that trades in China tests on animals. They make money off animals being tested on, whether they claim to be cruelty-free or not. So this means that the majority of big name brands, a lot of the brands that you would instantly think of when you're buying even basic skincare products, they are all making money off torturing animals. That's the only way I can, it's the truth, that's what happens. So a lot of brands, Garnier, Nivea, Neutrogena, Olay, all them big name brands, they all test on animals, and not everyone uses them. A lot of us are avoiding these brands, but a hell of a lot of people are still using them. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't still be in business. This isn't just limited to kind of drugstore brands, whatever you want to call them. A lot of higher end brands as well. I think this is a common misconception that, oh, you're buying cheap products that tested on animals. Oh, this is a well-known brand, they're considered high-end, they're expensive, I'm spending more, they're probably not, they're probably cruelty-free, whatever. Oh, hello. Ah! You have to excuse my space buns, I've had them in all day. What was I saying? I stopped mid-rant. Yeah, so I think it's a common misconception to think that all higher end kind of luxury brands, you know, they're well promoted, your favourite influencers talking about them, they're a big brand, probably fine. That's not true at all. If anything, it's the opposite. I think a lot of the bigger well-known brands are the ones that are more likely to be traded in China, and therefore the worst offenders. So tip number one, support small businesses, which is a good thing to do anyway, but the majority of the time they are genuinely cruelty-free because they're not big enough to be trading worldwide yet. Another option, if you are the kind of person that isn't huge on skincare, but you like to do the basics, so you just kind of pick up your products from like Nivea when you're in Tesco or whatever, switch to supermarket own brands. Obviously do your own research, not all of them. In fact, I think Tesco is a bit of a grey area. But Aldi's brand, Lacura, they are cruelty free. I think Sainsbury's are quite good. Co-op, their supermarket own brands are really good. So a lot of the brands that you think, oh, they're cheap and nasty, they probably test on animals, they'll be terrible, they're actually better because they're not as big and they're only sold here, and it is illegal to test on animals here. So yeah, there are obviously still big brands that are cruelty free. You'll have to do your own research into the brands you use, the brands you like. Oh, actually, one brand that I do love, and they are my go-to if I'm running really low and need to grab something from the supermarket or whatever, is Simple. Simple are great, they're really good for sensitive skin. I think they're definitely a good, affordable, easily accessible option if you do just like the basics. Some other brands that are cruelty free. The Ordinary, who are my personal favourite. I think the results you get from their products are incredible considering how cheap they are. I'm not sure, I think Boots sell them now. I'm not sure, I always just order them off Cult Beauty online. Oh, some other well-known brands that are still cruelty-free. Glossier, Drunk Elephant, a lot of the, Instagram brands. I think one of the main one of the main reasons that this still happens, and I'm not blaming them, I think a lot of high-profile YouTubers and influencers could probably be a bit more responsible when it comes to the brands they promote. Again, I'm not blaming them. A lot of the YouTubers, in fact, I think every YouTuber I watch has probably been on a NARS trip, and it is a little bit disheartening because obviously I love YouTube videos. That's why I'm making them. In fact, to be honest, one of the main reasons, I'm ranting with the brush now, one of the main reasons I decided to start my own channel was because it is really disheartening to watch your favourite YouTuber talking about this amazing product and then Googling it and being like, oh, they test on animals, I'm not going to use it. That's one of the reasons I wanted to start my own channel, because I am really passionate about this, and I think it would be nice for people to, if they did watch my videos, to actually be able to use the products if it's, something important to them. I mean, right now I've got like, 4 videos and they get about 50 views each, but I did think it was important. There are other YouTubers out there, obviously, that do avoid cruelty-free brands. I'm definitely not the first person to think of it. But I just think there should definitely be more out there, and especially when it comes to more high-profile YouTubers out there. Like, they should definitely be a bit more conscious of it. I was gonna do another video for like makeup brands, but this is just turned into a rant about all brands in general. Okay, we're doing this. Yeah, the issue with brands like NARS is that they throw a lot of money into their influencer marketing, and so obviously you get influencers, they get offered a trip to a private island to spend a week posing on the beach with a foundation, and they get paid, I assume, shit ton. But of course they're going to say yes, I get that. But this is how brands keep getting away with it, and they're still the biggest names, because the people that we look up to are using them. MAC, NARS, Estee Lauder, a lot of like cult fave products have, at least the ingredients have been tested on animals. Or the companies that made them are profiting from sales in China. I don't want to necessarily pass any blame onto influencers, like maybe they're not aware of the fact that these brands are cruelty free. Like, one of the main issues is their website will state, oh yes, we don't test our products on animals. If you look further down, it will mention that although we do trade in China, where by law we have to test out some of our products on animals. And on the one hand, I get, well, China's a big country. They make a lot of money from trading there. You need, as a brand, to expand, make money. But there are so many other brands that don't. Anastasia Beverly Hills, one of the biggest beauty brands in the world, they don't test on animals. Who else? Urban Decay, Morphe, NYX, don't test on animals. There's just, I don't think it's necessary at all. I know there are some brands that are trying to end the testing of products on animals in China, which, is great. They are kind of doing their bit, but for now, I won't use them. I just can't bring myself to support them. But back to my other point, although I'm not passing any blame onto said influencers or YouTubers, I do think that a big place to start solving the problem is with influencers. They've got that name because they influence people. If influencers aren't promoting NARS, MAC, Benefit, and start promoting cruelty-free brands, their viewers in turn are going to start buying from cruelty-free brands. And then once the brands start making money, they'll take it more seriously. It's like a trickle-up effect. So again, I have the same issue with people promoting Boohoo hauls and Pretty Little Thing. I do want to include some fashion-based videos on my channel at some point, but I'm big into vintage fashion for that reason. It's recycling. Yeah, it's something that I'm really passionate about. I'm going to do my line off camera really quick, just because if I line and rant, I will mess up horribly, so I'll be back in a second. Anyway, the point of this video was supposed to be just tips on making your skincare routine a bit more eco-friendly. It's turned into a rant. I've gone off on a bit of a tangent, but that's fine. The other main thing about skincare is the wastefulness. I know that obviously the more people get into proper skincare routines, the less people are using disposable face wipes and baby wipes, which I think is great, but they are still obviously really popular. I read somewhere once that single face wipe can take up to 100 years to decompose. Now, if you think about every face wipe that you've ever used, and then every face wipe that your best friend has ever used, your mum, your nanny, your sister, that's a lot of face wipes for a lot of years. Like, she's a flannel, and it saves you so much money in the long run. You can buy a pack of flannels from the supermarket for like £3–4, and just rinse them out when you're done and pop them in the washing machine with every other wash load. They don't need to be kept perfectly white. You know, as long as you're doing a wash load, even once a week, just throw them all in. The same with cotton pads. You can get cotton pads online. I'll try and find the exact brand of ones I use, but I just got 4 or 5 of these, I think. All sorts of options now. I mean, we don't need to be this wasteful. It's just, I guess it's convenient because you can pick them up from the supermarket. This video is going to be such a hot mess. I don't even know if any editing can save this. I did kind of go into filming this with an idea of a structure. It's kind of just turned into a rant. If you are someone that hasn't ever really considered the products that you use and where they were tested, I don't advise just going and throwing out half your makeup kit. Animal testing's bad, but waste is even worse. If you've already purchased something, you've already... Why do they only drill when I'm filming? It's like they know. I swear to God, this is the first time they drilled since I was last filming. I'm sure they can hear me through the walls. Like, they know what I'm doing. So they're like, oh, let's get the drill out. Let's start hammering. Anyway, yeah, waste isn't good. You've already bought the foundation. You've already bought the mascara. Don't go binning something because you've just found out it's MAC and MAC tests on animals. Like, the damage is done. You've given the brand the money. Don't waste stuff. No one's perfect. I've bought things and then realised, shit, I didn't realise it's brand tested on animals. But if you've already used it, you can't take it back. Throwing a load of harsh chemicals into the bin or down the sink isn't going to help. But we can only do, the best we can. Be aware, educate ourselves. All you've got to do is Google, is Huda Beauty cruelty free? Which, by the way, they are, which is why they're one of my favourite brands. And yeah, like I said, I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes with it. I do everything I can to make sure that everything I use on here, everything that I mention, is cruelty free as far as I'm aware. But please, oh, this is hard to do while talking. Oh. But yeah, if you do see me mention, I don't know, a brand that isn't cruelty free, call me out on it, let me know. It is easy to be misled, read the wrong information, or just forget. When it comes to makeup, I'm probably unlikely to forget. Whenever I buy something from a new brand that I've not tried before, I do make sure to give it a Google. But there is other, just coming to my head now, I use Eyelure lashes. I always have done. They're one of the main lash brands that you find in Boots, Superdrug, whatever. And it's just occurred to me, I've never actually checked because they're lashes, but the glue will be tested. I'm gonna Google that now, and I'm gonna look like a right dickhead. Okay, amazing. They're cruelty free and vegan. All good. But yeah, it's that easy to just pick something up because you've used it for years, and then you think, oh, shit, all this time. It happens. When some of the biggest brands in the world and the most supported brands in the world and the most well advertised, popular brands in the world are doing this, it is easy to forget and just assume they're a good brand, You see their social media presence. There are some brands that do great things. You might have a brand that has a really diverse ad campaign that are still doing great things, but that does make it very easy to forget that there's still really dark sides to the things that they're doing and the things they're making money from. But yeah, it's still an important issue that Again, I won't be the first person to talk about it, but it's important to me. It has been for a long time. When I was at uni, I wrote articles on it. It's always been kind of a big deal to me, and it's something that I will continue to talk about, preach about, and yeah, thank you if you stuck around for this hot mess of a video. I don't know how I'm going to go about editing this, it just became a big rant. This is the final makeup. I wanted to do just a pop of colour. I don't want to do anything too blendy because I'd have been here for hours ranting on. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did keep up, if you've got questions or if you want to educate me if I've said something wrong, let me know. Let me know if focusing on cruelty-free brands is something you're going to start doing, something you've done, you might have done it for years. Let me know. I'm always up for making friends. But hey, you've got to know me a little more. You've got to know what gets me riled up. And that is it for today, I think. God knows if this is even going to make it out of iMovie. Who knows? It's been a mess. On another note, as you can see, the eyeliner is back. I am sticking with this now. I love it. It's a little bit messier this time. It's still something I'm going to get used to. But yeah. If you have made it to the end, you're interested in watching more, I've got a few more videos up now. Feel free to have a look. Subscribe, like, comment, rant back to me if you disagree, if I've said something wrong. Let me know. But yeah, other than that, I will hopefully see you next time.